now.
What's up? What is going on, everybody out there? Welcome to Trash Talking the Universe, the most electrifying podcast in podcast entertainment.
Electrifying.
I'm joined tonight by my amazing and immaculate hosts, Mr. BK and Mr. BX. What is up, fellas?
What's good?
We are back for another round of video. We're gonna put this out for the people. I decided to change it up tonight. Do something different with my face.
Very lovely. It's very nice.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Okay.
I'm hiding my baldness.
Oh yeah. I see you. I see you got the camo. Your head hiding. You hiding in plain sight. That's what's up. Nothing wrong with that.
That's what I try to do. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, do what you can do, man. That's the best you can do. You know.
See, Mr. BX is a new location.
I'm out here in Jacksonville.
Ooh,
yeah, man.
That's right. You were in Jacksonville.
Welcome, sir. Welcome.
Okay, I'm back.
He's in the back.
How is it over there? How's everything over there? Good.
Yeah, no, everything's good. Starting a little job. My feet hurt, but
oh man,
yeah,
yo, I was out of work. I was out of work for like a month and a half, and my fat ass stood home eating like sandwiches and drinking coffee, and I'm like, I'm gonna play some video games and blah blah blah. Then I got a job. I gotta work.
I haven't worked in 2 years, so
yeah, that's crazy.
And it's crazy because it's nothing else.
Yeah,
it's just my feet.
Yeah, man. For me, it was.
What are you doing to us?
My feet and my knee. Well, because I injured my knee a long time ago. But my feet and my knee, crazy, and lifting because I work for I work for a company. I'm not gonna say what, and I was lifting a bunch of like heavy shit, and my back and arms were killing me. That was it. If I'm not lifting stuff, it's just my feet that hurt. But if like running back and forth,
I know that because in this job, like you kind of there's a lot of moments where you're just standing there, and that's what.
Yeah, if you're moving, it's a little less.
Yes, if I'm moving, I don't really.
Yeah.
But once I stop and I sit there for like 5 minutes, I'm like, yeah, and then like how you get off of one foot. You let that one foot rest, and then you get off of that. You switch it up, and you're like, "Yeah. Okay, no, that's not working."
Get yourself some, or can you wear like the? I have Adidas Pure Boost, extremely comfortable. I feel like I'm walking on clouds, but even after 4 or 5 hours, I still start to feel it. You know what I mean?
I think I need to get like the sole gels.
Yeah, you get those too.
Yeah.
I would say look up sneakers that nurses use. Because nurses are on their feet for 12 to 16-hour shifts. And sometimes some nurses, like one of my boys in New York, he says that he has 3 pairs of sneakers, all the same type. It's like a Skechers thick base, super comfortable thing. And he switches up every 4 or 5 hours because he's on duty for 12 hours.
Right.
So he'll switch it up. So that way it's almost like a fresh feeling every few hours. He says that's how he gets through his day.
I look those up. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to be changing my sneakers in my job. Sometimes I have 6-hour shifts. Sometimes I have 10-hour shifts. I don't know. It depends on the day. But yes. Mr. Zero, how you doing, sir? Yes, you got a new mask on.
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm rocking the Machine 56 today.
Where's that from?
He actually he built his own brand and he started he has a comic book out. Well, he had a comic book out. I don't know if it's still running. But he jumped into making these, and he's doing really well. He's doing insanely well.
Machine 56.
Yeah, machine56.com.
Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram Machine56. He made this bad boy, which I have sloppily thrown helmet or my headphones on.
Can you hear?
Yeah, it's comfortable.
Can you hear okay through that?
Little ventilation spots. So I'm good. All of this here.
That looks like it came out of like an anime movie.
Yeah. Marvel recently, maybe a couple of months ago, took some Spider-Man villains and put them in helmets like this, and it was kind of like
you showed me.
It was kind of like a nod to the things that he was doing over on his side, because the style of the helmet is exactly like this one that I'm wearing. And his helmets are pricey though. Don't think you're about to go buy one for
what's the price of that helmet you got on right now?
This ran like
ridiculous.
1100. Yeah, this costs money.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
I can tell you this though, you buy one and you get it's exclusive. There's only 40 of these on the planet. Like
by the original creator,
he doesn't remake them. There only be 40.
Right, so it's pretty much it's pretty much a piece of artwork that's gonna appreciate and value down the line.
Yeah.
All right, so that's a pretty good investment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, it looks freaking badass.
It's freaking crazy, like, and it comes with one of these. You slap it on here when you're not wearing it, but as y'all can see, I don't take masks off. I leave my mask on all the time. So
all the time you go to work with the mask.
Yeah, I'm gonna put on a suit. Be at a wedding. Go, hey, how y'all doing? Best man at a wedding. Come on down.
This dude is like what's that techno band? Das Maus.
I thought you were talking about Daft Punk.
Daft Punk and Das Mouse or Def Mouse? Def Mouse?
Def Mouse, Daft Punk. Freaking Marshmallow, for God's sakes. Giant Marshmallow.
Oh shit, I forgot about him.
Yeah.
And that old rock band Guar that always comes up with a freaking army.
Yeah.
Let me lower the volume on my phone because it already started to go
It's comfortable, man.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Those are Guar. If you don't know what Guar is, I totally understand. Because that was
you don't have to explain.
A horror. It's a horror cosplay rock band that I hated, but I have a very good friend of mine who loves them, and he actually named his PS4 name is Guar. That's how much he loved them. Since PS1, actually, PS2 his online name has been Guar. So, well, Guar and something else in numbers, blah, 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 I can't remember right now, but he used Guar as his main thing. Daft Punk, well, you know, the like the techno type music.
Yeah.
Def Mouse is the same techno European type music. I never got into this stuff. I only got into it when they did a song with Kanye West, Daft Punk, and they did a song a few years ago with Kendrick Lamar, right?
Really?
They performed with him or something like that. And what the song? I believe it was Kendrick Lamar and then Kanye West. Somewhere in the 2013 to 2017 realm, around those lines. But yeah. Anyway, nice helmet. Nice to see you guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
It's a little slow pace right now because I want to talk about something serious. I'm not really in a serious mood. I'm more in a silly mood. But there's some serious shit going on in the world. And I kind of want to get you guys' opinions about it. Okay. Is that okay if I ask you a serious question? Not too much joking around, but I mean, you can joke around if you want. I don't care. But
yeah,
everything going on. I mean, have you heard what's going on with Russia?
Yeah,
attacking Ukraine. Putin. Yeah. Putin pretty much gave out a statement, and Putin is like the Russian. I want to say president, but I don't want to say president because he's more like the Russian mob boss. The Russian dictator.
Yeah.
He pretty much put out a message to everyone on the planet saying that no one will invade Russia, no one will take advantage of Russia, no one will affect Russia's resources, and blah blah blah. And if you make the attempt, then I will do things that has never been done in history before.
Wow.
He threatened everybody. And then something happened with Ukraine because they used to run over Ukraine a few years ago. and like they used to like rule them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they would tell everything. Like it was a democracy before it became a democracy. It was run by Russia.
Mm-hmm.
After some NATO agreement, whatever, Ukraine became free and became a democracy like America, but not part of America. And now Russia apparently wants it back.
Yeah.
So there's multiple rumors, multiple things about why Russia wants Ukraine back and why they attacked yesterday morning, killing 70 people with air raids, air bombs, tanks, and soldiers running in. And let me tell you, a lot of people were surprised. But apparently Biden and Biden's administration had went on the news. I don't know if you saw this several times over the past 2 months since Christmas to now that there's an impending attack coming from Russia to the Ukraine.
Yeah.
And Biden said straight up, let's open up talks, let's open up this, let's open up that before you try to attack. So let's set up whatever, blah, blah. And he said it like 15 times between Christmas time and the attack. Everybody thought he was bullshitting. All Republicans were saying, "Oh, you just wanna blah 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 blah." Not all Republicans. Excuse me. Let me not say that. The Republicans that don't like Biden or don't want to respect Biden,
of course,
were saying that he's trying to inflict a war. He's trying to start a war, whatever. He's giving fake news. That stupid phrase again, fake news. And that his intelligence was wrong and blah, 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 all this, whatever. And he even said it up to like 4 days ago. Like, listen, let's talk about whatever, blah, blah, before there's an impending attack because America will react to whatever, blah, blah, blah. And guess what? Putin attacked Ukraine. And it wasn't just like, oh, he sent one airplane. My dude attacked.
Yeah, he's bombing.
Yeah, he attacked apparently from the east of Ukraine, the north of Ukraine, and the south of Ukraine. He attacked Ukraine from 3 sides, so that way he forces everybody to the west. Now, if he has something planned for the west of Ukraine, because that's closer to a NATO nation, that I don't know, do you guys know what NATO is?
Yeah.
All right, so I forgot what NATO actually stands for, but I know it's an agreement that they made pretty much after World War II of 28 to 30 countries. So that way they all kind of just like stay peaceful, take care of each other and stuff like that. So because of that, that's been going on for like 60 years. And then they had a whole bunch of things going on back and forth. And now this guy just decided to attack Ukraine and kill a bunch of people and whatever and almost start a war. So now Biden is in a bad spot, but Biden already knows what he's going to do. He apparently started moving troops over to the NATO countries on the other side to protect the people on the NATO side. They can't step foot into Ukraine. It's out of the jurisdiction. So he's putting a whole bunch of troops. I think he's already sending like 50, 60,000 to go across the borders on the NATO side of the Ukraine border. So that way he can escort people in, crossing, and all this shit. So yeah, it's crazy. And it's definitely what's really crazy is that Russia is a nuclear power.
Yeah.
That's the shit that worries me.
Yeah. That's definitely something to be worried about.
Yeah, you could talk about Iraq and Iran all day, Al-Qaeda all day. The Iran, Iraq, and Al-Qaeda, they're like little kids throwing a tantrum in front of an adult. Russia versus America is 2 full-grown adults. It's like 2 Mike Tysons about to go at each other. And that's a little worrisome.
Yeah.
I still think we would win, but how many people would we lose in the process? What are your thoughts on this? I mean, I know I kind of basically could tell what your thoughts are going to be, but if you guys want to elaborate before we change subject.
It's rough to watch. Definitely. I was watching ABC News and they were handing out guns to teenagers. so that the teenagers could go with the adults and help defend their country. Like that's not easy. That's not easy at all. And it's not easy to digest sitting here. Everybody's in their living rooms and we're all like, oh, what's happening? What's happening? And then you see some kids get handed guns. Right. And there was this one camera shot where they were talking about an undisclosed location where they were handing out the guns or whatever. And then the guy hands this guy a gun. The guy turns around and then they pan the camera over. And you see like 5 adults. And in the middle, there's like this small girl. She's like way shorter. She's got this huge AK-47. And she's holding it. And the gun is like the majority of her torso. And she's just kind of holding the thing. She's got it by the handle. She's holding it like it's a baby kind of. And then there's like adults, like a row of adults standing next to her on both sides. And I'm just like, I'm watching it. I'm like, this is not good. Like none of this is okay.
Yeah, that's great. I didn't see that imagery, but yeah,
it was on ABC. That's a powerful imagery.
Yeah,
wow.
I was watching stuff that was happening on TikTok.
Okay.
And there were actually people that are on TikTok in the Ukraine, and they're showing videos of like missiles flying overhead, hitting buildings blocks away, and everything falling in rubble and whatever. Then people stuck in their train stations, just like chilling because they have nowhere else to go.
Yeah,
the trains are running. They just stuck their butt. They're like,
they're
20,
packed
30 feet on the ground.
Right.
Yeah, since they're 20 feet on the ground, even if they get caved in there, they can go down the tunnel to the next station or next stations, and it goes for miles. So they're gonna try to escape that way. And I just think it's this day and age, we gotta fucking still put up with a war. It's bugged out to me. Like I can't. It's 2022, and we still have to fight freaking war. Like they didn't learn from the last war that this guy just left last year, and then before that, Desert Storm. Then before that, what was it? Some shit happened in the 80s in Vietnam, and all stuff. No, they haven't learned.
No,
a bunch of people died. Shit gets better after the war, and now you want to redo this again.
Yeah, and it's not just Ukraine either. Like there are other small little areas that's underneath. He's trying to reestablish the USSR, so he wants all of those places to come back to Russia. And he's I guess he's just trying to do whatever he can to get them. He doesn't care. He doesn't care that he's killing people. He doesn't care that he's forcing people out of their homes. He doesn't care. None of that matters.
What do you think about Mr. VX? All this crazy crap.
I mean, it's sad. Yeah. But I mean, this world is ran by evil. So
that is very true.
People are not supposed to have this much power. We're not supposed to be doing this to each other. You know what I mean? We're just not supposed to. But
100% agree. Yeah.
But they got their little nuclears and they like to talk crap. It's like it's like a person with a gun. Yeah. They're gonna show their muscle because they got a gun.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's nothing you can do, man. You can't change nobody's mind. The way people see things is the way that people see things. So you just have to accept it and hope for the best.
Yeah, it's just, and in this situation, I hope nobody pulls a trigger. Yeah. Like, I mean, he kind of already did on the Ukraine, but if like a lot of people.
But what happened? What made him attack the Ukraine? Please explain the stupidness that you're about to explain to me right now that he did for him.
That's the thing is like it's unclear. There's a whole bunch of theories. There's like one of the theories is just like what Mr. Zero said, that he wants to rebuild the USSR, and that's something that fell in the 80s, the 90s, the Cold War and stuff like that.
Yeah, because of Cold War.
So he had to kill people for it.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is that once
his
Ukraine became a
logic.
democracy, it became like a beautiful place to go to and a beautiful place to live and whatever. Once it became a democracy, I think in '94 it became a democracy. And this dude is like now tearing everything down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
he didn't care about any of that. Like none of that matters.
He's our Hitler right now. He's today's Hitler.
Yeah. And that's another funny thing. They're actually, the people in Kiev are actually running around with his face on a flyer, and he looks like Hitler. Like they put the little mustache on him, put the suit on him.
Yeah, he could be whatever the reincarnated version of Hitler. He's a piece of both pieces of shit. That's it. They both have to be dealt with, I guess. I mean, one of the theories I heard today that I didn't know about, actually, one of my coworkers put me onto it, is that the Ukraine has not one but two major resources that everyone on Earth uses. So one is lithium.
Wow.
And if you don't know what lithium is, it's a component they use for batteries.
Yeah.
Every single battery in your house, if it was made from like 2000 forward, probably has lithium in it.
Mm-hmm.
So that is a very expensive resource, and Ukraine has a lot of it. Has like, I think, the world's biggest deposit of lithium.
Jeez.
You know, I forgot the second one, but it also has to do with technology, that they use this type of metals for wiring, and Ukraine has a gigantic deposit of it. So just for the tech world, whoever owns and runs the Ukraine has billions of dollars sitting there just waiting for tech companies to purchase it. So that could be another reason. Or he's just having one of those contests, just like what you said. He's gonna pull a gun on and be like, who's gonna be the badass to take me down? I'm the baddest, you know.
But there has to be a reason for it.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like there's multiple theories. And also another thing is when Biden was talking about putting sanctions on Russia, so that way whatever is imported and exported out of Russia is taxed highly, so that way Americans make more money and Russia gets I guess taxed more. Then that was another thing that he doesn't want Russia to lose billions. You know what I mean? Because a lot of stuff goes through the Ukraine to America from Russia, and then he's a freaking dictator, man. Like
he just wants to.
I can never think I can. Well, I think a lot of people can understand how a dictator thinks, but if you're not a dictator with that type of ego, that type of lack of morals, lack of like just doesn't care about anyone else but himself or his quote unquote his people, whatever. It's just retarded. I don't even know what else you could possibly say about this dude. It's just scary, man.
Yeah, that's not.
Let me see, because I found there was some information about NATO I found. Yeah, so NATO was created in 1949, called the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, between the United States, Canada, and several Western European nations to provide a collective security against the Soviet Union. So USSR, he wants to rebuild the Soviet Union.
Mm-hmm.
That's what became Russia.
Rebuild what? What needs to be rebuilt?
There are pieces of the USSR that broke off.
The Soviet Union was a huge communist country back in the day, and Russia, I believe, kind of stood with some of the old communist ways, but there was still a lot of democracy there. A lot of bits and pieces So I don't know if you remember the old maps. The old map of Russia was huge. Or excuse me, USSR was huge. It took up where Zangief came from for the Street Fighter video games. He came from that gigantic freaking plot of land.
Yeah.
And then when that whole plot of land broke down that in the treaty because of the war, it became half the size. So this became Russia, and this became a bunch of other little states. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if America is one big America, but there's 50 states divided, each state is their own thing now. So that's what happened to Russia. They got pretty much broken up like a freaking potato chip. The main section was Russia, still communist and everything. I believe it's still communist. Well, yeah, it's Putin is there, so yeah. And then the other pieces became more democratic, or they just changed up the government, the way they run things and stuff like that. And now he's trying to take that shit back.
Yeah, he just wants it all back connected, but he wants everything to go back to the way it used to be.
At least that's one of the main theories. I just think
he's not going to get what he wants.
I hope he doesn't. Not at all. So this is part of an article that I was reading earlier about what's happening in the Ukraine. So Russia's attacks on Thursday. Oh, let me give the regular author. I don't see the other author's name, not even at the top. So there's an article I just found online. Russia's attack on Thursday, which include airstrikes, shellings, sent civilians fleeing from shelter abroad on subway stations. Ukraine's government and Russian tanks and troops had crossed the border from the east, north, and south, like I mentioned before, in a full-scale war. Ukrainian authorities described ground invasions in multiple regions. Border guards released images showing Russian military vehicles crossing into territories held by the Ukrainian government. European authorities declared the country's airspace as active conflict zone. That must have been scary as hell for everybody there. I mean, come on. What can you possibly do with such zero notice?
Nothing.
Think about it. You're out shopping, whatever. You're like this.
Yeah, it just happens.
All of a sudden, and it just starts. Nothing happened for 30 years, 30-something years. All of a sudden, you walk outside, you're shopping for something, and all of a sudden, the bombs start dropping. That's freaking insane, man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I don't even know what to expect from that. All I can say, because I'm gonna end the fucking sad talk. All I can say is I hope this thing ends quickly and as peacefully as possible. Hopefully they don't go into this whole nuclear crap, because that's when it's really gonna get scary, because that's gonna be very hard for us to avoid. Us, and I mean us three, as in being in Florida, Americans in Florida, Americans in America, period. And yeah, I hope Biden makes the right decision, which whatever that is, because I wouldn't know what to do personally. I mean, protect your own, definitely. If he stays on his side, I'll stay on my side.
Right.
But if people coming to me for help, I'm gonna let them into my side. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So as long as you don't mess with that, whatever.
Right.
But because
prayers definitely go out to the people in Ukraine who loved ones.
Absolutely.
Stuff like that.
Because now they're leaving. They're being forced out of Kiev and into Poland. So people who are living there are just like flooding.
I believe Poland
places,
is part of the NATO thing. So they're in Poland, they might be safe. But yeah, if he stays within his, even though he's a dictator, if he stays away from the NATO borders, then technically there's not going to be a war. Technically, with America involved. Right. The second he crosses the NATO border, it's like we're attacking American soil, and people are gonna pop off.
I hope that does not happen.
Yeah.
I really hope that does not happen. Because we now have like 7,000 soldiers over there. Like 7,000.
7,000, and I think by tonight, or later tonight is going to be about 40,000 to 50,000, and then tomorrow is going to be about another 60. From what I read in the earlier article, he's already sending people only to NATO countries that are near the Ukraine.
The borders.
I mean, I'm sure there's other stuff being set up that we don't even know about. You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
we can come back to it as the story continues.
Yeah, it's something. It's sad to say it's not going to end.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to end.
I think this is something we're going to be talking about for a while.
Yeah.
All right. So on that note, I'm going to end this section of the Trash Talking Universe. The world has gone mad. Segment. As you can see right there, I put it. The world has gone mad. This shit sucks. I hope everything is fine, and I hope everybody is okay, which they're not. Peace.